All right, 6-3 logarithms. And so logarithms, what in the world is a logarithm? It is an inverse of an exponent. So when I say inverse, you could be thinking about something like the inverse of addition is subtraction. The inverse of multiplication is division. The inverse of squaring something is the square root. So the inverse of an exponent is a logarithm. So to convert to logarithmic form, like this example 1 says in your workbook on page 286, you always want to start with the base of the exponent. So there's my exponent, but I actually want to start with the base. So logarithmic form means I write the word log. Base 8, so anytime there's that little small tiny letter there, that's base 8. Of, I go across the equal sign to pick up whatever I need to write there. So in this case, of y equals the exponent. Okay, so that's always going to be equals the exponent. This is always going to be the base of whatever the exponent is. And then y is always the answer, so what's on the other side of the equal sign. Okay. And so this concept box below just describes that. Same thing. And the two things, I'm trying to see here, that I would take note of is if you see something with no base, so no base written down, is assumed to be 10. Okay? So if there's no base, it is assumed to be base 10. Mathematicians are lazy. They call this the common log because it is most common. And so they do not want to actually write out 10, and so they just leave it off. The other one that you need to know is if you see something like ln of x, on your calculator it actually looks like in because they use like print ln. So be careful that that is not in, it is actually ln. Okay? What that means is the same thing as log base e of x. So remember, e was just a number. It was called the natural number. So this is actually called the natural log. Okay. All right, so quickly, let's try a couple more converting forms. So we start with the base of the exponent and write log base 7. Go across the equal sign, and that equals the exponent. Go the other way. What is the exponential form of log base 14 of 16? So always start with the base of the log, and that becomes the base of your exponent. The answer is your exponent. And then the part next to log is your answer. So you just work backwards. It always helps me to draw that little circle to make sure that I go in the right order. If it's all numbers, it's also nice to check. 4 squared is 16. So that makes life easy. All right. So what is the value of the logarithmic expression? So if I think about converting this to forms, I could say 3 to the x power equals 1 over 81. So I could use my brain power, and I know that 3 to the 4th power is 81. So side note, 3 to the 4th power is 81. But I need it on the denominator, so that means I need to make it a negative. So x would have to equal negative 4. Now, some of your brains are probably like, excuse me, do what? So, lucky you, we're going to open up Desmos. We're going to go to Functions, Miscellaneous, and we're going to choose the one that says log A. So it's log base 3. of 1 divided by 81, and it's going to give us the answer. And life is easy. So that's definitely going to be your easy route. And you will always have a calculator, so you don't have to worry about it, but just know that that's what your calculator is doing. Now, part B says a negative number. Well, a logarithm can never be negative. So if you remember that, then you will remember that this will be no solution. However, if you don't remember that, just type it in your calculator. Life will go on. It is fine. Okay. And the last one, there's also this trick that says these cancel out, and my answer is 9. But again, if you don't remember that rule, it'll be okay. You are just going to type it in your calculator and see what you get. Oh, there's the common log and the natural log that we wrote at the top. I thought I put that in there somewhere. I just couldn't remember where. So if you want to rewrite what you wrote up there down here, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay. And then these last few examples are just typing in your calculator. So the notes really are finished because all I do in my calculator, so I'll put all these in the calculator and we will end on that note, is if I need just regular log, I'm going to choose this first one here, log 321. It is normal to get crazy decimals, okay? That's totally normal. If I need ln, I choose the one above the word log on the left-hand side, that one. And I type in what's there. Whoops, did not catch my 2. Again, crazy decimals, that's okay. And the last one, crazy decimals. So those are the answers that you would write for A, B, and C. And so this section is actually usually pretty simple, but it's because we are just getting our toes wet with